As a young girl, I watched my mother struggle to control her health. Blood pressure that would leave her feverish at times. Diabetes that would leave her with dizzy spells. Climbing cholesterol, head-splitting migraines. She was prescribed pill after pill. But sadly, none of them worked. She passed away at 47. That's 2 years older than I am right now. As an adult, I watched my father struggle with his health, psoriasis that would itch through the night, arthritis that would make it difficult to walk more than half an hour. He would ask me, "Ruby, what are the softest insoles that you can recommend?" My feet really hurt me. High blood pressure, obesity, and then the worst, the silent killer, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which unfortunately progressed to cirrhosis and eventually a tumor in his liver. Cancer that took his life at 66. May they both rest in peace. Two of the most important people in my life gone. Our lives changed forever. And what haunts me is this, that if I'd known then what I know now, maybe things would be different. I share this with you because my story is not rare, unfortunately. How many of you know somebody that's battling a chronic disease? Diabetes, heart disease, dementias, respiratory illnesses, or cancer. Stats from the WHO show that 1 in 3 people in this room are on their way to developing a chronic disease or already have one. Worldwide, these rates are skyrocketing. In fact, here in the Gulf, diabetes is the leading killer when it comes to premature death. Something just isn't adding up. We have the most information that we've ever had at our fingertips. We all know you need to eat healthy, exercise, but as a society, these rates keep increasing. What's going on? You see, it's not the fault of healthcare. In fact, our medical system has developed so much. It's done amazing things. Think about it. We have longer health spans. We have eradicated entire diseases that once shattered populations. We've transformed emergency care, and healthcare professionals enter the field with a noble heart, wanting to do the best, and they help us through our darkest moments. The problem isn't that doctors are not doing their jobs. The problem is that we are waiting until we get sick before we do anything about it. 70% of everything that is clogging up our hospitals is actually preventable. I worked in the pharmaceutical industry for the best part of 2 decades, and I really believe the system worked. Big buildings, white coats, saving lives every day. That's healthcare, right? Wrong. That's not healthcare. That's sick care. In fact, if you think about our healthcare system right now, if we were the motor industry, we'd probably all be driving around in one of these. No seatbelts, little maintenance, and, let's wait for a crash to happen before we fix anything. It doesn't make any sense, right? Now, this isn't just all theory. I've lived this myself as well. 10 years ago, my body started waving red flags. I started to develop melasma, cysts, unexplained weight gain. My cholesterol started climbing without reason. My digestion just wasn't right, and I knew there was something more to it than being prescribed pill after pill to dampen those symptoms. As a scientist, I wanted to know why. Why is this happening? I wanted to get to the root cause, and when I found out, it blew my mind. That new food intolerance, dairy for anyone that's interested, was actually my gut screaming for help. As I dug deeper, I found out the most fascinating things. This is the Milky Way. There are 38 billion stars. It's beautiful, right? Your gut is spectacular. It has 100 trillion microbes in it, way more microbes than stars in the Milky Way. Let me explain why this is probably more important than you think. Imagine each of those microbes is a factory worker. And in that factory, they're busy producing mood chemicals, hormones, things that keep you ticking over. What happens when the factory workers run out of raw foods, raw materials that they need to do their job, or an antibiotic comes along and wipes half of them out? The production line, it slows down, right? That's basically what we mean when we say poor gut health or gut dysbiosis. It causes low-level inflammation in the body, and chronic disease is not far behind. In fact, science has shown links between certain strains of bacteria and many chronic diseases now. It's a very, very exciting area. We find out new things every day. When I started healing my gut, my symptoms started to disappear. Wow, nobody told me about this. This isn't really common knowledge, I guess. And slowly but surely, I saw my clients do the same. Saw hot flushes disappearing, joint pains lessening, liver function improving. One lady who used to be so nauseous that she couldn't get out of bed early in the mornings got her life back. How? Because each of them started to look at what they consumed and changed it. Consumed in their minds, in their daily habits, and also on their plates. Food is the biggest known driver of disease. Your body reads food like code. I'm going to say that again. Your body reads food like code. There's a whole area of science called nutrigenomics that literally looks at how the food we eat can either switch on or switch off genes that code for particular diseases. It's fascinating. Does that stand to reason? Just for a second, imagine. Are we doing things the wrong way round? Are we doing things backwards? Should we be making our bodies so strong that disease can't take a hold in the first place? Should we be rethinking our strategy and spending more on prevention than we currently do on cure? Well, here's the exciting part. This is way closer to reality and more accessible than you probably think it is. With the latest in technologies, and of course AI is transforming sectors in healthcare, you can do some incredible things. From a few strands of hair, just a few drops of blood, you can find out your biological age, you can find out your gut health age, you can even look at the levels of inflammation in different areas of your body and do something about it. You can predict disease, you can prevent it, you can even reverse it. How? Once you've figured out what's going on, all you need is what I call a diet and lifestyle prescription. What does that look like? I've created a very simplified version of what I teach, that it all really starts in the mind. You have to have the right mindset. Once you do, the other pieces fall into place so much easier. There are some key things to note here. Stress, manage it. It switches off digestion. Sleep, get enough of it. That's repair mode for your liver and guts. Movement, we all know that's really very important for general health and cardiovascular health, but did you know that your gut microbiome will become more diverse if you do not remain sedentary throughout the day and don't sit still for more than 45 minutes at a time? Food, as I mentioned before, is the biggest driver of disease. And once you start eating according to your personal biology, your personal gut health, you will be amazed at the results. And last but not least, get smarter, get smart testing, find out what your lab numbers are. They're your body's dashboard. Work with your healthcare provider to improve them. Don't sit back and wait for disease to arise. You see, as a voice of change, I'm here to challenge your perception on health. Imagine if we all took these steps, if we all worked towards these, we could be living in a world where hospitals are mostly empty, medications, they are the exception, not the norm, and your kids, when they grow up, they'll only have to use the hospital for emergencies and not everyday care. It's possible. It starts with each and every one of us. Start treating your regular health checkups like you do that visit to the salon or the barbers that you never miss. Make a point to change just one habit. Start with one habit, because habits become patterns, and patterns become identities that shape who you are. My parents didn't get a chance to rewrite their health stories, but you do. And if you do, your children will never have to stand here and tell a story like mine.